Hi, welcome to IELTS Cast episode 38. In today's episode, I'd like to talk about what I've been up to this past year and what I'd like to do in the online IELTS community over the next couple of months. Today's episode will not include an interview. It will just be me talking with you regarding my personal situation, within the online IELTS community. So I hope you've been well. I've been a bit distant from the online IELTS community, and this was not intentional. My wife and I welcomed our first child into the world a few months ago, so we've been very excited about that. Everybody's healthy. My wife's doing very well. My new son is doing very well. And to be honest, that's where the majority of my time has been channeled. Because any of the parents that are listening to this show know that having a child really takes a lot of your time and energy. So, and especially your first child, because it's a very steep learning curve. So my wife and I have been spending a lot of time, of course, just being new parents. But on the professional side of things, you've probably noticed that IELTSnetwork.com has a new look to it. So I put the redesign up, I think about 10 days ago or so. I hope you like it better than the old design. So instead of having those two sidebars, we now have that one larger sidebar on the right-hand side. And I've also broken the categories within which people can post comments, start topics, create discussion. I've broken those up to be a bit more specific, which I think solves two problems for us. Firstly, it allows you to, I think it's just more intuitive. I mean, if you come to the site with a specific problem that you want to solve or a specific question you want to ask, well, now there's a much more specific category within which to start that conversation. And secondly, I think it helps people that are coming to the site looking for information that has already been posted. So with everything more clearly laid out and with all the conversations more clearly categorized, it should be easier for people to get what they want to get out of that community. So some of the new categories that I think are interesting are, for example, we now have a category for practice exams. So I'm hoping to amalgamate as many online resources, of course copyright-friendly resources, and link to them in this section to provide candidates with the mock exams they need to practice regularly. Often candidates complain that they want practice exams to engage, but they simply can't find them, and they might have worked through all of those Cambridge past papers books. So I'm hoping that this practice exam section will help provide materials for these people. Secondly, there is a dedicated category for podcast episodes, and there aren't many IELTS related podcasts out there, but I'm hoping that we can group what we can find and provide people with an audio resource that they can tap into as they move about in their day. For me, I really like podcasts a lot because I find it allows me to consume information, while I'm on the go. So whether I'm in my car or I am at the supermarket or around the house doing some cooking or whatever, I love the fact that podcasts allow you to kind of continually consume information. And so if we can group together the podcasts that are out there that relate to the IELTS, I think that other people that like to consume information this way will have options to do so. Another cool thing that has sprung up over the past year is this whole trend towards WhatsApp groups, IELTS-related WhatsApp groups. And I think this is really, really interesting because we now have candidates that are starting very specific WhatsApp groups that are catering to their specific context within the IELTS. So for example, someone started recently a Canadian immigration WhatsApp group. So anybody that is taking the IELTS for that purpose, well, they can group together, they can help each other with problems not just related to the IELTS, but related to becoming a Canadian and everything that goes along with that. Aussie immigration, of course, there's a group for that as well. People that are starting WhatsApp groups pertaining to a specific exam on a specific day, kind of coming together, sharing ideas. I think this is a really exciting use of the platform. So I encourage you, if you want to start a group or get plugged into a group, to do that. You can. Now that doesn't necessarily mean you have to post your phone number and make it public for the world. Of course, nobody wants to do that. I wouldn't want to do that. But what you could do is post to the community that you are interested in contacting people this way, and then through private message you guys could exchange your telephone numbers and get in contact. So I think it's a really cool way to get plugged in. Now, another thing that's exciting on the website is we have active examiners participating and answering questions. And I think that this adds a certain dynamic to the community that allows it to be, right up to date with regards to policy and procedure within IELTS. So the examiners have shared some information regarding a few small policy changes with regards to how the IELTS is marked. And of course, their hands are tied a little bit because they don't want to breach that arrangement, that confidentiality arrangement they have with the IELTS. So, sometimes their information can be a little bit vague, but at least, now we have some insight into what's going on, how the IELTS is marked, how certain things are weighted against each other within the IELTS. So I think this is a very dynamic and exciting way to get information about the examination. And I encourage you to come to the site and ask these examiners a question. Now, another step I took is I hooked up our online community to the Tapatalk, that's TAPATALK, app that you can download to your phone. It's free. And what this does is it just makes the website a little bit more mobile friendly. At the moment, the traffic to the website is about 55% mobile driven. So I think it's very important that we have, an effective mobile platform upon which to interact with each other and to post questions, that sort of thing. And so if you are on an Android or an iOS device, go to iTunes, go to whatever it is, Google Play or whatever, and download Tapatalk, and you will be able to better interact with everybody on the community. So the past year has also seen a few disappointments that I'll share with you. So firstly, I was hoping to get some momentum behind this idea of crowdfunding IELTS exams for people. That never took off this year. Hopefully we'll get some traffic for that next year. I'm not sure what it is because, these people are definitely getting a lot of views to their profiles, and it's not like we're having people ask for money every single day. It's more like once a month or so that somebody will request that the community help them out because, we're all in different walks of life. So I encourage you, if you are in the position to do so, this isn't some sort of con. These are people that actually do need to be funded or, can't fund themselves when they're going to take their IELTS. There's no reason why they shouldn't be able to take their IELTS. So if we can help these people out, that would be really great. Now, another disappointing thing is you probably noticed that there is increased spam on the forum, and I try to stay on top of that as much as I can. But to be honest, it got to the point where, it was like every day there were like 20 messages of links and all sorts of spam. So I had to change the policy with regards to registration on the forum. And if you're an old user, this obviously hasn't affected you. But if you are someone that's come to the site and you had to wait, 6 days or a week to have your account activated, I'm sorry about that. It's just that, if I wait a few days before I activate the accounts, then typically the fake accounts, whoever's behind these accounts will kind of abandon, those accounts that they've tried to create on the site, and it really helps cut down on the spam. So I'm sorry if there was a bit of a delay there for when you were able to start interacting with us in the community. Another more minor disappointment is that the WeChat group QR code area of the site hasn't really taken off at all, really. The WhatsApp is really happening, but the WeChat users, I thought that would take off quite quickly because we do have a lot of users from the Far East, and I know WeChat is popular out there, so I thought that would be something that's happening at this point, but I guess not. Maybe I should be the one to create the first WeChat group, and then maybe it'll spiral out from there. I don't know. But anyways, if you are on WeChat and you want to create an IELTS-related group, please don't be shy. Post the QR code to the site, and you will have plenty of people in your group before too long. Now, I'd like to talk with you about what I'm planning to do in the community over the next few months, and I love good ideas. So if you have an idea that you think would help the online IELTS community, please raise it at the forum. We'll talk it through, and maybe it could become part of the community itself. So more on the personal side, I'm hoping to complete the updated versions of the ebooks. It has been a while since I've updated those ebooks, and they're definitely due for an update. I've been working on that. I've been working with some examiners. These examiners are, of course, not operating outside of their confidentiality agreement, but they have been helping me to make sure that everything that's in the ebooks is in line with the examination and will help someone to be successful in the examination. So you can look for those updates in the next few months. And of course, those updates are completely free to people that have purchased the ebook before. So when I announce that the new versions of the ebooks are out, you can just shoot me a quick email with reference to your payment, whether that was done through PayPal or whatever, and I will forward copies of the ebooks to you. Now, another thing I'd like to do over the next couple of months is encourage the creation of IELTS-related podcasts. So, we have a handful of pretty good podcasts out there, but I think that, with regards to how large the IELTS community actually is, there are very, very few avenues for information via podcast. So if you're someone out there that is interested in starting a podcast, and whether that you're a person that has been successful on the IELTS, or whether you're a teacher listening to this that would like to start some sort of online play in IELTS, please get in touch. I can help provide you with a bit of a platform and an audience, and we'd all love to see some great online IELTS content created. And I'm hoping to write more. I have been writing regularly, somewhat, but not generally about IELTS, about other topics that I've been interested in. But I'm hoping to get back into writing about the IELTS. I'm hoping to write about my feelings, my convictions about the power of reproducing model task 1 and task 2 responses. And this is kind of a controversial topic because people think, that this gets into reproducing other people's work on your exam. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the whole art of taking a model Band 9 essay, for example, and then writing it out word for word, and then doing that regularly, so every day maybe a different Band 9 essay, and then trying to commit those essays to memory so that you can write them out without having to look at the source. It's kind of just committed to memory. Now, what does this do? Well, this helps to commit certain correct grammatical structures to memory, and then adapting them to whatever essay question that you see in the future, and adapting the correct grammatical structures to your writing style, and adapting the structure of the essay, the way that the paragraphs work together. For me personally, the people that I'm working with one-on-one to prepare them for their IELTS, I always see results when I work this angle. So if I am getting my students to reproduce these essays, and then they have the same questions too. They say, "Teacher, why are we doing this?" Well, you're doing this because I can see that your grammar is very weak. And if you are reproducing these sentences, word for word, and these sentences are correct, well, at some point, those structures are going to start to become part of your language, and you're going to be able to reproduce them and modify them and adapt them to your own writing. And that can be a major precursor to improving your band and improving not just your band, but your overall understanding of written English. So I'm hoping to write an extended article that defends my position on that. And a final thing that I'd like to do over the next few months is hire more people for the community. So if you are looking for a job and you feel like you could be a grammar checker on the website, this of course would have to be a native English user, please get in touch. I'm also looking for examiners. If you are active right now and you want to contribute to the community, you will not be asked to operate outside of your confidentiality agreement with the IELTS. So don't worry about that. That's not a concern. Get in touch and we'll work something out. And we're also looking for speaking coaches on the site. At the moment, we have user L Moore. She also just had a child, actually, so she's quite busy, and she's not going to be as active in the community as she has been. So if you think that you could fill a role like that, please get in touch, and I hope we could work something out. So a very brief episode. That's what's been happening on my side. I hope everybody's doing well. I hope you're studying hard. Thanks for listening. Have a great week, and I'll catch up with you soon.